Welcome to another Sample Word Saturday. I am Liz FitzGerald, Endorsed Spell to Write and Read trainer from Northern California. Today, I am going to be demonstrating the SWR dictation method for several words that our SWR users have requested, so that you can see what the dictation of these words looks like. In order to find the words that our users requested, I needed to go to my alpha list. This lists all of the words in the WISE Guide in alphabetical order. Why would I need to do that? Well, you see, the WISE Guide, which is where the 2,000 spelling words for SWR are located, this book lists the words starting from the most frequently used words to the more less frequently used, and from the easiest to spell to the more difficult to spell. So how would I know where to find a word? That's what the alpha list does for me. So I used that book. Now, a tool that I will be using is what we call Think to Spell. And what that does is it helps me lock onto the spelling that's used, because in SWR, our first focus is on how to spell the word. Then we can say the word however we say it. A lot of times the dictation process gets mumbled or it gets mixed up because we're focusing on the way it comes out of our mouth rather than on the spelling first. We're trying to explain the spelling from pronunciation rather than the other way around. So again, when we're teaching spelling, we want to first focus on spelling and then say the word however we say it. And how we say it might be different than how somebody else says it. So again, it's not an issue of pronunciation, although that is what usually trips us up. So let's get started on our first word. Jocelyn has asked that I demonstrate words that have what she's calling an R-controlled vowel. So what is that talking about? All right, so let me demonstrate something for you. First of all, whenever you're looking at the Spell to Write and Read materials, whether it be in the WISE Guide or in the Spell to Write and Read book, whenever you see slashes, that's talking about the sounds. Okay, so whatever you're reading inside of there, we're talking about sounds. So she's saying that whenever there's a vowel that is followed by the R sound, that is going to affect the way that we hear that vowel. And that is absolutely true, where that happens a lot. So she's given me some words where we hear the E sound. Notice I'm using a capital E. So in Spell to Write and Read, when you see the slashes and a capital vowel, that's talking about the long vowel sound. So the first word we hear ear, okay? And it's in speech, ear. It's a little bit hard to hear that clearly and distinctly. So I want to make sure that my student hears that so the student knows how to spell. So let's go ahead and start with the first word that Jocelyn asked about, and the word is year. I am in my WISE Guide. I'm on pages 20 and 21 in section H1, and the word year shows up at word 157. So what is the marking? I look at page 21. I look at the markings for this to know how to teach it. And all I see is that the E-A phonogram has been underlined. It's a multi-letter phonogram. There is no number over it, so it's going to say its first sound, E. The sounds are E-A, no number over it, tells me it says its first sound. So I'm going to think it Y, E, R. And I want to make sure I don't say year, year. If I said the word that way, it would be ye-er, because is a two-letter phonogram, but it's not spelled that way. It's spelled as a one-syllable word. So that's how I need to teach it. Here we go. Pencils down, eyes on me. The word is year. In 1 year, we will be in our new house. Year. We're going to think to spell ye-er, year, year. You say it.
Year.
Sound it out.
Y-E-R. Year.
Now my student has learned more than one two-letter phonogram that could say E, so I need to clarify. Please use E-A. One more time. What's the word?
Year.
Say it while you write it.
Y-E-R.
Teach it back to me. What's the word?
Year.
Sound it out.
Y-E-R. Year.
Does yours look like mine?
Yes, it does.
How do I mark it?
You underline E
Why?
because it is a multi-letter phonogram.
Anything else?
No.
Great. Our next word is the word shore. Now, the tricky part of this word comes in the fact that we're hearing or. Let me explain why that's an issue. So remember, again, the slashes mean sound. So when we hear this word, what we're hearing is a vowel that's been changed because of the that's coming immediately after it. So what is it spelled this way? So what is the first sound we expect this phonogram to say? Ah. But what happens when it's linked together with the when it has the immediately after it? This changes from ah to o. So we're hearing or. This multi-letter phonogram, we teach it as a spelling pattern or. That is o-er. Okay? So that is what we're hearing, o-er. Now, the question is, when I teach the word shore, what is going to help the student learn how to spell the word best? It has a silent final E in it. If I teach it with just or, that is an acceptable spelling. That's what we're hearing. But if I teach it that way, then what happens is silent final E becomes an odd job E. And it's harder to remember an odd job E because there doesn't seem to be an apparent reason for it. If I look in my spell to write and read, I need to turn to page 56 and 57. This is in list K2. And if I look at how it's marked, it's not marked as an odd job E. The marking is a bridge from the O over the consonant to the E. Well, if I'm hearing or, why am I marking it as a silent final E number 1? Because that helps the student lock on to the reason for the E. So when I teach this word, I'm going to exaggerate the O saying O so that I can give credit to the E for having made the O say O. So here we go. This is how I'm going to teach that. Pencils down, eyes on me. The word is shore. One of my favorite places is by the shore. Shore. We're going to think to spell shower. Shower. You say it.
Shower.
Great. I'm listening. Did my student pick up on the nuances of what I just said? And he did a great job. So how many syllables is that?
Shower. 1.
Sound it out.
Sh. O. R. Silent final E.
Great. Say it while you write it.
Sh. O. R. Silent final E.
Great. Teach it back to me. What's the word?
Shower.
Sound it out.
Sh. O. R. Silent final E. Shower.
Does yours look like mine?
Yes, it does.
How do I mark it? Start at the beginning of the word. Now, one of the reasons I say that is because students, children, adults, they know I need to mark this, and that's what they just wrote. So they tend to start there. And I want my student to be thinking, marking, discussing, reinforcing left to right. And that's going to help me understand why there's an E if I start this direction. So let me say it again. Start at the beginning of the word and tell me how to mark it.
Underline sh
Why?
because it is in a multi-letter phonogram.
Great. Keep going.
Draw a bridge from the O over the consonant to the E and double underline the E.
Why did I draw the bridge?
Because O said O because of the E.
Why did I double underline it?
Because E is a silent letter.
Anything else?
No.
Great. Now, what if your student in the marking wanted to mark it like that? What if the student wanted to do that? You could say, that does look like or, but we want to think or. It really is the same sound. It really is or, but I want to give credit to the O saying O because of the E so that I can lock onto the spelling and give the E a reason for being there. Our next word is the word for, as in the number 4. Now, this word sounds just like shore as far as the or, okay? However, we know that it's spelled with a multi-letter phonogram saying the O sound. So I need to, again, exaggerate the O and then have the after it. If I teach it for, my student is going to get it confused with the multi-letter phonogram. So I need to make sure that I know to exaggerate that vowel sound so I can clarify the multi-letter phonogram spelling. So I am now in list L2. I'm on pages 72 and 73. So when I look at how is it marked, I see it's marked. This is word number 550, and I see it's marked with the multi-letter phonogram. So I need to give that the stress. All right, here we go. Pencils down, eyes on me. The word is for. He will be 4 years old tomorrow. For. We're going to think to spell for. For. You say it.
For.
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 Good. How many syllables is that?
4. 1.
Sound it out.
O. R.
Use ow, o, oo, Say that. What phonogram?
Ow, o, oo,
And it's saying o. For. Say it while you write it.
O. R.
Teach it back to me. What's the word?
For.
Sound it out.
O. R. For.
Does yours look like mine?
Yes, it does.
How do I mark it? Start at the beginning of the word.
Underline O.
Why?
Because it's a multi-letter phonogram.
Anything else?
Put a 2 over the O.
Why?
Because it said its second sound.
Ow, o, oo, You're right. It said its second sound. Great job. Anything else?
Nope.
Why do I keep saying anything else? Because if I don't say that, my student is going to rely on me to cue him when he has to keep thinking. And I want my student to keep thinking. So I'll ask that periodically. That's the word for.